Hello Soul Family, I'm the Humble Sage, please be welcome. Hope this message finds you in good health and in good spirits, guys. Today we're going to be doing the new moon in Virgo with the solar eclipse reading. Let's see what's going to come up. It is North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo. So let's see where this reading takes us. We're going to do a quick 10-minute reading. Let's get stuck in. I meditated beforehand, and what came up was a sense of any unworthiness is going to be tested. And it's not to debilitate you or make you feel as though you are less than in some way, but more so, have you learned that lesson? Have you learned that there is no need for you to feel less than? That those lessons that come up are, it's less of a test really, and more of a recognition to self. You know, there's no point to prove behind it. It's, have you learned that you are stronger than you ever thought? That you've overcome so many trials, the resilience that you have is profound. You know, especially with the South Node in Virgo, you know, it's saying, well, going within, looking at those unworthy traits of yourself that you deem to be unworthy. And are you still triggered by the external of other people feeling that you're unworthy? Are you going to step out of the box and say, well, actually, I am worthy, and I don't have to be kept small, especially if you have no point to prove, you know? You're you, it's your life, it's your existence. Why can't you exist as you want to? Multiple things could come up to see if you have learned. So let's get stuck in. Let's get stuck. Ooh. Two Pentacles in reverse, yeah. So look. With the Nine of Cups. Nice. The Pisces energy has come out here. You know, it's interesting with this North Node in Pisces. Whoever this reading is for, or whoever this reading reaches, I should say, this Nine of Cups in the upright with the Two of Pentacles in reverse is showing you that it was never about not being right. You're always going to be on this landscape. You're always going to be flowing with the universe. But are you flowing with the universe or against it? And the point of the process with this new moon and this solar eclipse is to illuminate these things. Are we understanding who we are? Are we understanding our pathway? That perfectionism, especially in Virgo season, you know, perfectionism can lead to downfall. You know, we expect so much to go our way or for things to result perfectly, to fall in place. You know, life is more like Tetris. The pieces don't always fit where you want to, but you can make a result from it anyway. And with the Hierophant here, you most definitely, whoever this reading is for, you're finding your alignment, you're finding that truth. Again, with perfectionism, you know, it's not about, I've made it to the destination. Like, the irony of destiny is that it's an ongoing process. It's not like in life, like with a car, for example, like you've reached your destiny. Like, yeah, you've reached your destiny, but the car's not going to stay there. After you've reached that destiny, you're going to keep on going. You know, you might park the car, right? And then you go to another place and another place. Like, it just keeps on going, and that's the point. It was just about realigning to put you on that path. That you were never really swaying off the path. The universe was showing you that your mind was sort of tricking you when you were always on the path anyway. Everything's meant to be, and you can't force it. The universe, you know, the planet's always going to spin at the same rate. Nothing you can do is going to change that. Let's keep going. Up here in this conscious realm, this Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. And interesting how the Two of Pentacles is in reverse underneath. This two here relates to Hokmah, wisdom, right? It's like the universe was showing you the whole way that no matter what, the pentacle is the pentacle. It may not have felt as if it was the pentacle you wanted. It may not have felt like the win that you wanted. But ultimately what you got was still a pentacle that was able to guide you forward for you to learn this wisdom towards your wish fulfillment. The universe isn't going to say, here you go, here's a nice little go-kart. You go on the track, you enjoy. Well, no. You don't get to choose your go-kart when you go there. They're like, here, go-kart, right? It's like, well, there you go, there's your go-kart, right? You enjoy your go-kart. And you make it work. It may not be the colour go-kart that you wanted. It may not have been the type of go-kart that you wanted. Tough. You got the go-kart, you're going around, you're going to get on with it. Right? And the point is that, well, no matter the process that flows round, you can still find enjoyment in the path that you're on. It doesn't always have to be so serious. That could be a message for someone. Virgo energy can be so drastic serious, right? It's always like perfectionism and the need for this, and it's like, oh my God, it's like if you've ever lived with a Virgo, it's like, oh my God. But ultimately, what it leads to is this true understanding. And you're in this energy with this King of Swords. You've found that logic. You've become your own leader. That's really the result that we're looking for here. Not perfectionism, but leadership has nothing to do with perfectionism. It's about leading with the tools that you've got, the resources, the organizational culture that you're building. Are you able to step into it and say, okay, this is my vision for the company. This is my vision for the channel. This is my vision for whatever. Am I instilling that vision? And understanding that no matter what happens, a leader will always evaluate what goes on. And that's very much Virgo season as well. You know, it's always about, okay, so you've got a project. At each step, you'll need to evaluate something. You'll need to put a report together for something to understand, well, okay, how are we going to improve on this situation in the future? And that's what part of this energy is about. When this energy comes round, it's not about testing your metal per se and throwing nonsense in your face and you're like, oh, not this again. Instead say, well, hang on a second, take a step back. What have I learned from this in the past? How did I grow from this situation? Because this Three of Swords is in reverse. It's not in the upright, it's in the reverse. It's freeing you from these Three of Swords. And here, this king, it's his realm. You have control over this heart energy, over this healing energy. But by control, I mean, you're able to take a step back and take control of self over it. Like, you can't control like the whole healing process, but what you can control is your response to it. And seemingly, whoever this reading reaches, you're doing it. Very nice. Very, very nice. There's also a message here in this future position here, this Nine of Wands in reverse. Be mindful that being standoffish with yourself isn't going to help. If challenges are presented in front of you, use the Sagittarius energy and flow with it. But with it in reverse, you've still got the Nine Wands, but it's still a stage card. But there's no need always to fight the universe on things. Don't always fight the process. Instead, flow with it. And that's really tough. I said it in a lot of my readings, but it's true. It's really tough. There's no point in sugarcoating and saying, we're all so healed and wonderful, but what about the nitty-gritty that went into that? It's tough energy. Good. The Hierophant. Good. Let there be tough energy. That tough energy, those rough times, are what build spiritual stamina. Your metal, what builds your mental processes. You may fall apart, have a mental breakdown like I did in the past, but you bring it back together. You need to bring it back together, and that can't be forced. The best analogy I have for a breakdown is something like water starts to come through the dam, and a little bit more, boom, dam breaks. There's your breakdown, right? And you're down here, right, getting covered with rocks, water, da-da-da-da-da. Everything's coming at you. It's your responsibility to move those rocks, put them to the side, and the water's still going to be there. So now you've got a nice lake. In the end, the lake looks pretty. It looks pretty in pictures. It looks pretty when it's finished. But the work and effort that goes into, nobody sees that. Nobody sees the work that nature puts into creating these lakes and all the chaos that came before it for it to exist. Just remember that, you know, it's your process. It's really not about being in competition with anybody. And with this North Node, just be mindful of perhaps imperfections and not actually imperfections in that sense, because it would say, well, that's comparing it with being perfect. Just see it as being you. You are you. You are your truth. And with this, I can't get away from this Hierophant. Yeah, exactly. Don't deceive yourself. Here, with the Seven of Swords in reverse. And you can see here with the Knight of Wands, follow your heart's truth. Follow the truth of your personal power and how it's helping you to develop your realm. What a beautiful reading for the new moon and the solar eclipse. You know, the South Node in Virgo and North Node in Pisces. That's amazing. Well, guys, I wish you the best, and I hope this reading helps somebody out there. At the end of the day, this illumination is meant to help, and new moons speak about new cycles. So that's your reading, guys. If you would like a personal reading with me, the link's in the bio. If you would like to join me on any of the other platforms, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and TikTok. So thank you very much for joining me, guys, and as always, take care.